안녕하십니까 여러분. 만나서 반가워요. Hello everyone, very nice to meet you all. I'm Khan Afzal, currently working as a research professor in the Ckls-Global, culture-based Korean language, literature and cultural studies in the era of globalization, BK21 education and research team at the Department of Korean Language and Literature, Kyungpook National University, South Korea. I think you are all familiar with the super popular Korean drama Squid Game and Hellbound, right? You may also like the Korean movies such as Train to Busan, Parasite and Minari. Most of you also like the BTS, Blackpink and Psy's Gangnam Style. Some of you may be the fan of Korean literature such as Han Kang's Vegetarian, Shin Kyung-suk, Look After Mom, and Kim Young-ha's Your Republic is Calling You. I am also a big fan of Korean language, literature, and culture. So, let me explain how I became a fan of Korean language and literature. Actually, I came to Korea in 2008 on a Korean government scholarship program. I completed my master's degree in modern Korean literature at the Department of Korean Language Literature, Kyungpook National University, Korea in 2011. And then I joined my PhD with the support of BK21 program. And successfully I completed my PhD in 2017. I am proud to say that I am the first Indian who have done PhD in modern Korean literature. Just like these days, of course, at that time too, many people were interested in Korean culture, but Korean culture was not as popular as it is these days on a global level. I think it was a game-changer step for me to come to Korea for my higher education. Friends, today I want to introduce you about my department, major, specialization, scholarship, and the facility we provide to students at our department at KNU. First of all, our Kyungpook National University is located in Daegu city. Daegu is one of the biggest, beautiful, rich, historical, cultured, and well-known tourist attraction in Korea. And Kyungpook National University is the most popular and biggest government university of this region. Our Department of Korean Language and Literature at Kyungpook National University provides versatile of specialization in the field of Korean language, literature, and cultural studies. You are free to choose either Korean linguistic or Korean literature for your specialization. In Korean linguistic, you can choose to study Korean grammar, Korean phonology, Korean semantics, Korean dialectology, Korean lexicography, Korean neologism, or translingual cultural studies. In Korean classical literature, you can choose Korean classical novel, Korean classical poetry, or classical literary criticism for your field of specialization. In Korean modern literature, you can choose Korean modern novel, Korean modern poetry, or Korean drama and film studies for your specialization. So, are you ready to make your career in the field of Korean language and literature? Are you thinking to pursue your master's or PhD in Korean language and literature? We have BK21 Research Scholarship Program at our department, which provides a great facility to all the students. BK21 Education and Research Program is a very unique and prestigious program in Korea. Last month, our BK20 team has organized an international conference on the topic of communities, daily lifestyle, and culture-based Korean language and literature. And many scholars from all over the world participated in this conference, presented their extraordinary research paper. Our BK21 education and research team, time to time, organize special talk, lectures on Korean language and literature. Recently, professors from University of Oxford, State University of New York at Buffalo, and University of California have given a series of lectures on Korean studies in the era of globalization. Our BK21 education and research team provides all economically supports to those who study sincerely, diligently. Of course, there must be some responsibility if you receive such great benefit, but you no need to be worried. Here you have to do only two things. First, you must be agree with the aims and vision of BK21 research program at the Department of Korean Language and Literature. Our BK program has three big visions. First vision is related to education. We nurture creative talent in the field of Korean language and literature with expertise in both theory and practice. Second vision is related to the research. Our BK21 program is continuously trying to solve the social problem. You may generally see the beauty and greatness of Korea through the visual materials on the internet, right? But in the reality, Korean society has so many problems as the other part of the world are also facing. Our BK21 program is continuously researching on such critical issues in order to solve those problems. The third vision is internationalization of education. Our BK21 program is establishing the relationship with world-class institutions from all over the world and cultivating the Korean language and literature expert on global level. In another word, our culture-based Korean language literature studies in the era of globalization, Ckls-Global team at the Department of Korean Language and Literature, Kyungpook National University, nurtures creative talent in the field of Korean language, literature, and cultural studies with the expertise of both theory and practice, and doing research on culture-based Korean language and literature with the orientation of internationalization and professionalization. Second one, this one is very, very important. If you really want to study at the Department of Korean Language and Literature at Kyungpook National University, you must have to study diligently, sincerely, and honestly. Yes, you are right. You need only to study diligently, sincerely, honestly at our department. Our university has one of the beautiful campus in Korea. The beauty of our campus transforms into different colors according to the 4 distinct seasons of Korea. Students feel freshness and newness all the time inside the KNU campus. We want to welcome you all at our Department of Korean Language and Literature at Kyungpook National University. Thank you. 감사합니다. 경북대학교에 여러분을 환영합니다.